Now,
Hello. I don't know at what point they go live here, but hello everybody to an impromptu kind of thing. Let me in. I let you in. The dying breed. I let you in. There you go. Hey Zach. Hey Tyler. One. Hello. Does Hammer Girl not? No, Hammer Girl does not normally have it up this early. I don't know exactly what date, but you have to wait a little bit longer on Hammer Girl. Does this work? Didn't.
they'll post Hammer Girl will post their pre-orders all over their social media. So just be
Yeah.
on the lookout. Follow them on Facebook. That's usually where they're the best at putting responses in.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. So I wanted to come on and do a stream here. I didn't plan on doing this tonight. Uh, I kind of just wrote Audrey like 2 hours. Well, I wrote everybody 2 hours before on doing this. So I wanted to make sure here that we talked about Dengeki Bunko and the awesomeness that it will be. Hello, Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. And at the same time, we have Fruits of Grisaia. If anybody forgot that Fruits of Grisaia was coming out on Friday, or Puzzle and Dragons. So I wanted to hit those up since I didn't talk about that in a while. But yes, Dengeki Bunko. So Audrey, how was your day? How was your day? How's everybody's day? Let's start at
I
that the
mean,
proper way.
work was work.
Work. Work was work. Work was work.
Oh, work was work.
Hey, by the way, when someone asks you, this is just human talk now. Let's go with the human talk. Human talk.
Okay.
So when someone asks you how you're doing at work, how do you reply? Like I'm at work, you're at work, and I go, hey Audrey,
Um,
how you doing today? What do you say normally?
I'll just say something along the lines of I can't. It does. I guess I'm okay, but complaining wouldn't do any good anyway.
Oh, okay. I'm fine guy. I'm fine because you really don't want to know what I'm
Right.
thinking in my
Nobody
head. I'm
nobody really
fine.
wants to know the answer to how you're doing today.
Yeah, some people do. And then some people regret it after hearing what you have to say. So hopefully you had a wonderful day. I know I have Friday off, which will be really nice because I have my barbecue judging on Saturday. And
That'll be
then,
nice.
yeah, it's gonna be super nice. It's gonna be good, nice and tasty. And then they have like a wine and beer garden that I get to go to afterwards. So
Boy.
it'll be nice. Konichiwa. We're planning our Japan trip right now. My sister is diligently putting it together, our agenda and all this stuff. So I'm going. My one request. You know, my one request was
What's that?
going to an onsen. I really wanted to just
Okay.
hang for 2 weeks. Because you could only walk and see so many temples and do all this stuff. But I'm an old man and I need to relax at a nice hot spring. I am going to stay at a capsule hotel. I made sure to put that down there.
You
Gonna
need to you need to go to Tokyo Tower and take a picture with Godzilla.
take a picture with Godzilla. I will try to do
Yeah.
that.
So you go to Tokyo Tower, you think of Godzilla, and you kind of put it like it's far away, so it looks like it's approaching Japan in the picture.
Okay, you like one of those, and then the tower, like towers and leaning and all that. I know that's leaning tower, but those kind of pictures. Gotcha, gotcha.
Because if I think I'm pretty sure from what I've seen at Tokyo Tower, if you angle the picture right, it'll look like Godzilla is coming and marching on Tokyo far away,
That'll be
and
cool.
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do that. I'll put that in there. No, I know. There's so many things to do. I think my the lady that's sponsoring us to go over to Japan, she really wants us to go to Mount Fuji. And the other people, my sister, my niece, and the friend, they don't really want to hike Mount Fuji, but she keeps asking about where's Mount Fuji? And like you can see it from a lot of places, so we'll see how that goes. I want to
The
hike Mount
island?
Fuji. I think it'd be cool.
Uh,
Climb that thing. So that
I
is, huh?
I'd die. I'd die.
You
Nope.
die on Fuji? Well,
Yep.
you have time to prepare. That's all. It's okay.
Woo.
So,
No, no, no. A couple weeks ago, Ben and I went on a trip to Tennessee
uh-huh.
to the Pippa Pipkin billboard.
Yeah, you didn't show me a
Yeah,
picture of that.
we went to the pilgrimage to the Pippa Pipkin billboard, and I do enjoy nature and outdoors. I keep aquariums and as another a non card game hobby. And Ben knows that I need exercise desperately. So,
Uh-huh.
like a good boyfriend, he wants to make sure that I stay in shape.
Yeah.
So he decides that we're going to go on a nature walk through a nature park outside of Knoxville that's in the a bit in the Appalachians.
All right.
And it starts out by we walked by this one thing that said for experienced hikers only, and I kind of made jokes about how I don't want to do that because I'll die on the trail
You didn't do
because
why would you do
I'm
that?
grossly out of shape.
Well, no,
And
I know,
then
but why would you go on the experience one?
I don't know. He was just trolling me, I think, because I'm a fatty. And so we went to the beginners trail and we hiked that and it went downhill and it went to the
Oh, okay.
Tennessee River and it was really pretty. And on the way back up, instead of he decided because Google Maps said it would be easier to just continue following the trail instead of going back the way we came. The
Right.
problem was we caught the back end of that experienced hikers only trail. And so I spent the rest of the way going back up a 45-degree incline with my out of shape butt.
Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
awful. It
oh,
sounds really I
man,
wouldn't have
I
done
got my
that.
exercise in. I got my exercise in, I'll tell you that. I could feel my heartbeat beating in my head.
Well, you know
And it
what?
was probably and if somebody had a YouTube camera, I would probably get a million hits, a
Were you
million
just
views because
dying there?
my out of shape butt just dying probably was freaking hilarious.
It probably would have
And
been.
and I'm there. I'm holding Cuckoo because I take her on all those trips with me. So I have this Nezoberry. Eventually, I'd like Ben. I need to hold on the trees and throw it at him.
Yeah, I don't know. I always hate that stuff because then, they always say you need to leave enough energy on the way back, but if you can't, it's gonna be a painful way all the way back. So I wouldn't want to do it, and I wouldn't want to hear someone complaining. Hopefully, were you complaining? Like
Oh,
for
of course.
okay, yeah, no, then I don't, I wouldn't want to do that. All
Who's
right.
playing with you with a Japanese set announcement without complaining? If I'm dying on a trail from being out of shape, oh man, the complaints are at like 100 miles an hour.
Okay, well, that's where we are. Okay, so hey everybody. Yes, the trails are dangerous. Hello, hello, Matthew Buckland. But
Sorry, I
yeah,
didn't mean to totally
to
derail the
no,
dream
no,
there.
it's all good. It's all good. I think it's nice to hear everybody's day and stuff that's happened. So feel free to write how your days have been. But today we got Dengeki Bunko, another addition to the Bunko line. I know it's not really, right? It's not like it's a Fujimi or anything like that, but still, the word Bunko has definitely been used a lot. We heard Alpha Investments call it Bunko Babes, right? And with this set, definitely for sure, this is going to be a fun little ride here on what's inside of this thing. So, for anybody that didn't know, today was the opening of pre-orders for Dengeki Bunko. I know a lot of people were really excited about it. So not only sellers, collectors, and let's say investors, I guess any side on this one probably really excited for it. Players, are you excited? So excited. Yes, you're so excited. I'm excited. Bunko Babes. I did like hearing that for the first time when that actually happened. But it's true. I mean, there was a lot of babes inside of, let's say, Sneaker Bunko. You had Fujimi. Lots of babes, and we got some babes here, right? So, is there anything that you're excited for from this one, Audrey?
To be honest, everybody I know's buying it, so I probably won't be touching it.
You won't be. Why? You just
Well, I mean, I don't see any idols in it.
oh, this is the only idol
Okay,
you need. She's not an idol, but this is the only
there's just
girl you need right here.
I understand the popularity of a lot of these shows, and I no disrespect intended on any of them or their fan bases. They're just not things that I've seen a lot of them, but they're not things that make my heart go doki doki.
Did you watch
So
did you watch 86?
yes, I did. Yep.
Oh, you did? And you're
Yeah.
not oh, Lena's
I
the
actually
best.
I actually like mech shows, so
I love
I'm
her.
I'm a secret mech fan. But it just nothing like turned into like a must buy.
Index? No index?
I I actually
Eromanga
really
Sensei.
I actually really like the world of Index and Railgun,
Yes.
but again, it's only gonna have like that one's only gonna have like 3 cards. So
I know. Oh, so
because you
you're
have to
you're
get
gonna
it all
single it.
stuff.
You're gonna let all the rest of us buy into it, open it, and then you'll buy some singles. You'll pick out some
Yeah.
singles.
Technically, I am contractually obligated to never play Index and Railgun again.
Why?
So,
Wait, what?
yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay. 10 years ago, when I first started Weiss, I was helping a new store get started in the Indiana suburbs of Chicagoland, and I had the Railgun deck that was hit really hard after the ban list.
Uh-huh.
I had picked it up, imported it in, and I was playing it. And Railgun was the first deck that I bought into Weiss. It was the first anime I watched because of Weiss, and I'm like, this is freaking awesome, Kuroko forever, and bought the deck. And I was sitting there playing it, and a guy at the store was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I want to buy it from you. Just name your price." Oh my god. And he bugged crap out of me all day. And the had the playmat from the supply set, the sleeves and everything else. So this was kind of a pricey, at the time, a very pricey deck for what it was. And to shut him up, I turned around and said $500 for everything. And he goes, "If I buy it, do you promise not to go rebuy it? So I'll be the only one with it." And I'm like, "Sure, whatever." The number was so astronomical, I didn't think he'd do it. Little did I realize he had just won $5,000 on the gambling the day before. So he goes, "I'll be right back," goes to an ATM, pulls the money out, and brings it to me.
Well, well, at least I don't know. It's not a contract. You can still do it.
I mean, the guy's long out of the community, and it's
Yeah,
just
you can
funny.
still do it.
It's just a funny story.
It is a fun story. You don't have to abide by it,
No,
It's over by now.
I don't, but we have a couple people in our social group that have it, so it's like, I don't want to go back and buy it.
Okay. Do you see all these amazing comments here about what people enjoy? Strike the blood. My niece, I showed her when Dengeki Bunko came out on that night that we went to sleep on that Japanese conference. When I woke up, I saw this and I sent it to her and I'm like, "Look at all these cool IPs inside of this new set coming out." And she looked at it and she's like, "Screw all these all suck. I hate all the sister stuff." But then she saw Strike the Blood. She's like, "Oh, I like that." So that proves again why this set is amazing, because no matter what, all the cards in here, there's going to be somebody that actually wants, some of the cards. They might get like the common, uncommon, and when you think about collecting it, it's only like, what, 3, 4? Some only have like 5 cards. So it's not that hard of a stretch to sell some of these more bulk cards where you wouldn't have done that before. So, but it's really exciting just to see that. So I know, like, I had this really pixelated picture. I got this from Audrey. I know other people are showing it. It's the little sales sheet with all the different IPs. So we got the 2 trial decks and the booster box, and that's what we get to see. So it's going to be really cool. Really cool. And I could see, look at all these different, what's cool is in the comments, right? You see a bunch of different IPs, right? Like, it's not like everybody just wants one of something. There's a variety of ones that are out there. 2 trial decks. Yes, there's 2 trial decks. You want to talk about the 2 trial decks, Audrey?
Somebody, Buckland or Ty Pruitt might want to correct me on this, but I don't think there's ever been a set that has both black and white cards in it.
Right, so you have this Weiss side and then the Schwarz side.
Right, and with both of them getting the trial deck, I guess that means the booster boxes are going to be the same way. So I kind of wonder how they're going to the tournament format is called Neo Standard and usually play by set. But there's also a format called Standard where you play. No, not Standard. I forget the name, but there's a format where you only play black cards, you only play white cards.
It'll probably be that the sets inside of the Weiss will have the same colors inside of there.
Right. So a set that has both in it is just really. I mean, it works. I understand why they're doing it. That's just really unusual.
Yeah, it's almost like there's 8 versions, right? Because you could have the 4 different colors, and then now you have the black and white side, which is kind of neat. Maybe because we don't actually have the numbers on this. Can you imagine? Just imagine this for me, just 1 second. Can you imagine if this booster box actually had 200 normal cards in it? Like,
it would not surprise me if it did, though, because
that would be neat, because you have 2 trial decks.
Like Ty Pruitt's mentioning in the comments, the cards that are the SAO cards are going to be legal for SAO. Excel World's going to be legal for Excel World. Railgun's going to be and is going to be legal for Index and Railgun. I mean, so and a lot of those sets desperately could use some help to come back. I mean, Excel World, you wouldn't even take to a local casuals. It's so bad, so that, because it's so outdated. So I'm kind of wondering if Bushiroad is using this to insert some new cards into these sets. Put a good plussing brainstorm in Excel World.
Wait,
the original set needs that pretty badly.
I just laughed. I didn't mean to cut you off, Audrey. I didn't mean it at all because I'm like laughing, and it's because I see Lonely God here. And if you don't know who Lonely God is, he's always looking for chocolate waifus. He's the chocolate waifu guy. If you ever seen him on Facebook. So with Dengeki Bunko, do you think there's going to be an assortment of chocolate waifus for Lonely God to collect? I see a lot of non-chocolate. It's here for you.
I can't think of any, but there aren't many
with this
waifus in anime
with this many IPs. I would hope that you would get something. I would hope you get something out of here. Geez. Yeah, there you go. So there we are. I just had to mention that. But yeah, no, this will be cool to offer support. I know some people are going to be disappointed, as myself, right? Like, because again, with 86, with this many IPs, I hope it gets like 10 cards. I hope.
Did any of the Bunko sets get 10 cards per series?
I know. I could say Key definitely had. I feel like there was Key that had a bunch of them. Sneaker Bunko.
Yeah, I'm talking Sneaker or Fujimi.
Well, yeah, no, I know. So Sneaker Bunko though.
I think Haruhi had like 8, which is kind of close to that 10 number.
Yeah, I'd have to bring it up. I had a PowerPoint that I did at Sneaker Bunko at one point that actually listed out all the different cards. Let me see if I can find it quick. But keep talking while I look.
Well, let me pull back chat and see what they're saying.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay. Ty Pro mentioned High School DxD had over 10.
Okay, yeah. I was pretty sure there was some that definitely had more than that.
I was thinking that was close to 10 as well, but Haruhi was the one that jumped out in my head.
Yeah. All right. So one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video today is, and you can see it in the title, the pre-order battle begins today. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want anybody right now. So hear what I'm saying. Do not bash any stores in the comments right now. But we know that there was a problem when it came to reprints of Disney 100. There was problems with SAO light novel. So it's one of those ones where, be careful on pre-ordering some of this stuff. I know there's a lot of people that are really excited about Dengeki Bunko, and with the track record we've had right now with Bushiroad and allocations, do you think this is going to be popular enough where, how popular do you think this is going to be of a set? Are you going to put it like Azure Lane level? Or are you going to put it up like with
I don't think it's Disney 100 or Pixar. It doesn't have the quote unquote normie appeal.
Do you think
Susie Q in the suburbs with 3 kids aren't going to be interested?
Oh yeah, they're not going to be buying that.
Probably what I think is going to happen on like Whatnot is there'll be a scantily clad hollow foil that everybody will chase, and they'll all chase the SAO and Kuroyuki Hime. And pretty much the rest of it's meh, unless the girls are scantily clad. If a lot of the cards are scantily clad, then it's going to be a Zerlane all over again.
Yeah, I think that's where like people's mind are with just hearing the word Bunko babe. So it could be. I mean, Sneaker Bunko did really well. Even the reprint, even after the reprint, I think there's still $120, $130 for a Sneaker Bunko box.
Probably something like that.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, for what it actually is. So it's just again, make sure whoever you're going through that I don't even want to say it this way. I remember when, again, I've said this a million times now, but Disney 100, when that came out, I'm not dissing any store or anything, but they definitely felt like some places sold more than what it felt like they could provide. So I
Well,
would
to be honest, now, and I'm going to defend those stores a little bit.
even,
I
well, okay, go ahead.
I've never heard of Weiss sellers having to deal with allotment issues.
There,
This is a very new thing with Disney. This is a very, very, very new thing.
when I will say when Disney 100 happened, because I remember seeing in the Discord, people were like, "Are you sure you can have that? Because it looks like you're selling way too many of these cases." It like even before the pre-orders cut off, people are like, "That's an insane amount that you're selling." And to me, that's like maybe you pause that a little bit and just make sure you can actually get it. And I think that's what they said. They did ask the distributor, but even then, Bushiroad can only print so much, right? If a set's coming out every 2 to 3 weeks, that's how much
Right.
printer time do they really
And I
have?
think and I think that was and I think what happened was because Disney 100 was so desired. And I don't think, I see Just Chew, I think is how we're gonna pronounce that. I'm not underestimating these IPs at all. I am sitting right beside my significant other's $700 Hollow figure. So I know what people do for Hollow, but at the same point, like I said earlier, Susie Q, who knows what Disney and Pixar is, doesn't know what Hollow is. And when the set goes stupid super viral, like Disney 100, Pixar, and SAO and AOT, it happens because the Susie Q's of the world know what the cards are and want them, not from
But
the average, the anime fan buying in it, because the
but
anime fan's already buying in.
but would they have even found out about it? Because I don't know anybody that of me outside of the people that buy Y Schwarz that even knew Disney 100 was anything, like was even around. Like I don't know, maybe people did. Like you tell me, do you have anybody that wouldn't have normally been in cards that wanted Disney 100?
I've heard stories of it. Definitely, like I follow what I watch Whatnot a lot. I'm bored and it
Right.
gives me I like talking. So it gives me a chat room to talk about Weiss cards in. And I saw many times where the husband or the son would be buying Pokemon cards and the mom or the wife walks by and sees Disney 100 and has them buy it to crack it.
Okay.
So and I remember one story. The husband thanked the Whatnot streamer for selling Disney 100 because for the first time ever, his wife is interested in his cardboard habit.
Hmm.
So,
Well, what I mean is now that you say that, so that means Lorcana is going to kill it.
well, Disney 100's already made its money at this point.
No, I know,
So,
but that means like yeah, Disney 100 did, but and then
oh,
that's in
okay.
Japanese.
You mean
Lorcana is going to
Lorcana's going to be?
destroy.
You're meaning Lorcana's going to be extremely successful.
Yeah, Lorcana is going to
Oh
be
yeah,
insane.
that's a given. Oh, that's a total given. I think it's going to make the Digimon and One Piece underprint issues look like a normal day in the neighborhood.
Right.
I think the trading card community is going to riot over Lorcana. I don't think there's gonna be enough at release. I think people are gonna fight in the streets for it.
This is the first time I ever searched for Lorcana on TCG Player. I know someone told me about the booster boxes at 190. I never looked it up myself, but they've had these promos cards up here. Look at this thing. What?
Yeah.
I knew people were eBaying them. Like I already knew that. But I never looked on TCG Player. This is insane. $1,200 for a promo.
Yeah. And it
And
was
here's
and
the
when
booster
Disney
box. 192.76 for the booster box. Damn, what? This is what day is it today? Is today really the 17th? It's the
Mhm.
17th. This is the 17th, and you have five like lots anyways. $192.75. That is some stuff right there. Good luck if
Yeah.
you're trying to get it. This whole time,
Yeah.
remember I was saying like you can't get Disney 100, just wait for Lorcana. Well, maybe you want to wait for the reprint of Lorcana. How about that one?
Mm.
Jeez. Man, people love their. What is that? Oh, it's just not broken out. 15 grand? Okay, well, that's nice. That's nice. That
Now,
sidetracked
from
me.
what I've heard, when they did the Lorcana promos at Disney World in Florida, it turned into a zoo and a debacle
Oh yeah.
with bad behavior and all the stuff we saw during the heyday of the Pokemon craze at Target.
Well, yeah, I would too. And climbing over people for a $1,200 card or whatever else that you'd have to do to get these. People do a lot for less.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. So Disney Lorcana gonna be super hard to get. Disney 100 did really well, and I think Dengeki Bunko should be really awesome.
One of the other YouTube members that are in your Discord was talking about buying Disney Lorcana.
Oh yeah, he
And
is.
buying it at that price. And at first, my thought was to go tell him, "Are you effing crazy paying that much over retail?" And right before I typed that in, I took a minute and just thought about videos I saw of people fighting in Target over Pokemon. And my answer, if you remember correctly, turned into, "Yeah, to be honest, that doesn't seem that bad."
Yeah, yep, that's what you said. That was what you said. Jeez, wait, what? What is with this thing?
You want to make sure you have it. That it doesn't sound as crazy in my head as it did 30 seconds ago after I took a minute and thought about it.
I still, you know what? I still never understand this whole look at this thing. I went from 300 down to like 190, which I guess is like a deep discount at this point. But why I say that is because before, obviously you can see I have all these tabs open. Fruits of Grisaia, just to point out, Fruits of Grisaia comes out on Friday. But again, someone bought a trial deck display for like $135. I hope they used my promo, my affiliate link, but they bought it for $135 right here. It's almost like a joke. That was only 4 days ago. I really wish I could talk to these people and be like, please don't buy it at that price. Buy it from somebody else.
130. That was a TD display for 135.
Yeah, it was what TD display. 135.69.
That's not.
That hurts me. That hurts me.
That's above retail, but not that much because I think retail on a display is like 120 usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least all the displays I bought has been around 120.
Well, and depending on the place or state or whatever, you're paying taxes then too on this.
Right.
So
I mean, also though, let's be real, the sellers might have learned from Saikano and Bang Dream Fifth Annie that if they're the only ones carrying it, they could charge what they freaking want.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen place that's $250. People are trying to sell for $250, so it's pretty expensive. It will be really expensive.
The sellers could be speculating that nobody else is going to buy it, so they're going to be the only ones selling it.
Yeah, yeah. So we kind of moved on, but not. So, anyways, before we finish, so I would say again, Dengeki Bunko. This is my #1 set of the year, on a personal level, of what I actually want. Once that was announced, on my #1 of the year. And it's more because, again, if you've ever watched my buy or invest videos with this many IPs in it, with the potential artwork that's inside of here, and what I've seen in the past happen with other Bunko sets, and it's not even just because like you got people scantily clad, right? Like if you really look at what's inside of here, we got Rascal, we got Sword Art, you got some GGO, I got my 86. What everybody else is saying in here in the comments of what they want. This is gonna be a bought up set. It'll be reprinted a couple of times, I would imagine, over the next year or two. But in the end, I would still rather have this than Fruits of Grisaia any day. So just be careful when you go out there and purchase this stuff. Make sure you, I guess, talk to people about their experiences lately with allocation if it does actually end up getting allocated.
Okay, just to answer Buckland's question,
Yeah.
I don't see it isn't on Nova yet, but after what happened to him with Uma Musume, they're probably a little gun shy to put it up early.
Oh yeah, with the amount of double rares. Yeah.
Well, I mean, myself and a few other people bought our playset for $250 with TDs. And right now, Nova is charging. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up the site now. Nova without TDs, Uma Musume is a $450 playset.
Yep, 14 double rares.
So 500 with the playset, so double what I paid.
Yep, yeah.
Because they put it up early before the RR count was announced.
Yeah, 14 double rares and 2 trial decks.
Oh.
So that's gonna be amazing.
The one time I'm saying thank goodness.
Wait, you know what? I didn't realize this till now, but this is 155 cards, right? 155. So Dengeki could at least be at the very least 150 for normal types. At least. I mean, it could. It could just be 100, but with this amount of IPs in it, why not go for the 150? Why not go for the 200? Might as well.
I could see 200 cards.
And I'd be happy with that more because then that means some of these sets, these IPs will actually get more than a couple cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Kantai collection number 1, I think was in the 175 range
Yikes.
for card number.
Holy crap, are you serious? Yikes. But that's cool. That gives me hope because if you want any of these to get more than a couple cards, that's pretty awesome. I think that's nice. Sorry for missing all these other things. I haven't looked at Grand Archive, by the way. So yeah, and I always like a bigger set.
The art looks pretty on Grand Archive, but I haven't sat down and tried to play it or anything.
Yeah,
it hasn't popped up at any LGSs that I'm like supporting and stuff. So
I know Yuno got into that. So if he's here in spirit. If he was here, he'd probably tell you his thoughts on it. That's Dengeki Bunko. All right, crap. I need to end.
I am pretty interested because the LGS that I'm starting to events at on Saturday does MetaZoo. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna learn how to play. Actually, sit down and play a game of MetaZoo.
MetaZoo. How's that been doing?
According to Rudy, it's great, but according to Rudy, the sky is blue and Magic prints money out their butt, and even though it's Midnight Hunt. So
I thought you were messing with me when you just said the sky is blue right there. I'm like, wait a second.
The sky is blue. It has rainbows.
I know I'm tired and it's Wednesday, but it is blue. So
I don't know if him bragging on how great MetaZoo's newest set is doing is him, talking about how wonderful Magic is doing, or if he's actually being serious and it is doing something well.
Yeah, no, I haven't looked. And then Battle Spirits. How's Battle Spirits been? I know we're totally diverting off of what we were talking about here, but I'm just seeing these comments. Battle Spirits.
That would be one to ask Ty Pruitt on. I know he hit like a $200 card recently. So
nice. Yep, there you go. Ty Pruitt got you on that one. But no, I haven't done Battle Spirits. My sister hasn't been back over here. So I need someone to play with. That'd be her. Battle Spirits is waiting at what? I gotta look up Battle Spirits. We'll do that in a little bit. If I have time. I need to end in 25 minutes exactly. So Fruits of Grisaia, yes, Fruits of Grisaia is coming out. If you did not know about Fruits of Grisaia, Fruits of Grisaia, if you didn't know, had some interesting art. So, like this one. And no, I can't be. There you go.
Can I point out something real quick, Big B?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to point out the situation of Grisaia and that it's so meh that the only thing we've talked about is yes, it's coming out and it has boobs.
That's pretty much it. I mean, was there more to talk about than that? I didn't know. I didn't know there was more than that.
I played against the decks like twice ever, and I play at a locals that really does try to go sweaty and try hard. So if there was something there, it would have been jammed down my throat at least double that.
Yes.
So I'm kind of going, we're resorting to boob talk for the artwork to sell this thing.
All right, so just so you know, this isn't about boobs on this card, but as you can see here, something happens on this card.
No, it's worse. It's about her getting wet near her at the bottom of her bikini.
Well, yeah, and then this stuff too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
with
stuff. So
white liquid on her bikini top and
yeah,
on
so you got
and
like white
yeah.
liquid, and it's there, and ooh, it's like if you can't afford the triple rare version, which I imagine people are going to be buying, there is a climax rare that has. There you go. The only difference is it's not shiny and you don't have that stuff there. So if you just want a clean
You gotta,
version of her, it's right there.
yeah, but who wants, if you're just collecting, who wants, the spoogeless version?
Well, they always have those ones where you have like a before and after kind of thing. So there it
Right?
is.
Oh,
You know, so
true.
1 minute she's on the little air mattress, just enjoying the day, and next one the water hits her. So if you want the
Well,
water one or three
she does
seconds
have a
before.
look of horror. I mean, on the regular version, she does kind of have a look of horror about what's to come.
Yeah, it's
Unintended.
foreshadowing. That's all it is.
Unintended.
So, anyways, Fruits of Grisaia. They do have some lovely cards, even though I'm saying that. Uh, they do. I mean, they have it. And then the guy, Yuji, does not have a signature. Here you go. There we go. We got some bullet holes. We got some bullet holes right there for you if you're interested in that. I think that looks like a really cool looking card.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. They had to do what they had to do for this one. So, but the rest of them have signatures. So I do like this set. It does look
It
cool.
looks like the SP is going to match the triple R.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So you can get the matching set.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, it's got some really nice art. This anime isn't for everybody, and then meta wise, how many people are gonna be playing this thing? How many gonna be playing this? You all gonna be playing this? I see a lot of interesting comments. But anybody want to be playing Grisaia? Anybody have any final comments on Grisaia before
it has boobs.
It's got boobs. I mean, yeah, big, small, medium. It's got it all. It's got fruit. Just so you know, it's if you don't intake enough fruit on a daily basis, this is your reminder that hey, you may want to do that.
No, this is one of the sets where like Review Starlight, where I'm going, what was Bushiroad thinking? Why? Just why?
So here you go,
I mean,
right? Like if you want an apple, you can have an apple. If you want a cherry, you can have a cherry.
I'm hoping for Bushiroad's sake, the diehard fans like go all in really hard and prop the set up on sales.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I don't think that's gonna be enough to save it. But you got 11. You know what? You know what this is? I got it. These pictures are to teach little kids about what the different fruits are. So we got a strawberry right here. Right? We got different kinds of fruits going on here. And then if you want another one of these type of cards, here you go. I remember Yuna saying Amane was his girl. So there's some Amane cards. But no, all seriousness, I enjoyed the anime. My niece hated it, but it's one of those ones that it came out in 2020.
Zach, there are melons in there. You're right.
Yep. You don't need a call out to that one. It's just there. So that's what we have. On the JP side, it got reprinted at least once, right? I feel like it got reprinted once. I know that, but I don't know if it got reprinted a second time.
I think it was one of those ones that got reprinted when they did like 20 reprints at once.
Yeah. And you can see, so that's why I'm like, even though I bring up the price here on Yuyute, looking at the prices, I want to say it's unfair because of the amount of reprints. But even then, when you look, it's sold, sold out. Like
it's also got a lot of age on it. I think this was a 2020 release.
Yep, it was 2020.
And in Japanese again, as sets get older, the price just plummets on signs.
Yep.
So this is after nobody's playing the set anymore, and it's long gone. But I mean, actually looking at it, you have that 19,800 yen and that 17,800 yen. So some of the prices are still holding.
Yeah, it really got some decent prices going on there.
You just don't want to hit the dude with the gun.
Yeah, you don't want to hit Yuji. You don't want to hit Yuji. But I
mean, Yuji does. Fuji does look like generic hentai pro tag with his gun there.
I really do like the bullets.
Hair in the face and
The bullet on the English one, because we literally couldn't get the English signature on that one, but the bullet holes aren't that bad of a trade-off, I would say. And you know me, I don't like non-signed cards, but you know they had to do what they had to do for this one. The rest of the girls all have signatures, so I'm not blaming Bushiroad on that one. So I think switching out with the bullet holes at least contextually looks makes sense right there.
You've only got it to comment on your last comment there. They don't pick up every IP, and that's kind of one of the problems that they have with getting a lot of purchase sales on English sets. But then when they do wander, they wander in things like Rebirth or not Rebirth. Wow, Review Starlight and this that are kind of like, really, this is what you picked.
You know, last time we talked about Review Starlight, I feel like we're gonna talk about Review Starlight until it's just gone. Until it's just
meme. At this point, it is a meme of this channel.
Oh god. We've only had so many episodes at this point, and episodes right, but Review Starlight keeps making its appearance.
It's because it's the epitome of everything Bushiroad's ever done wrong.
Yeah, okay.
Global League is terrible. The Weiss sets are terrible. Investigated is terrible. Karen is a total hottie, but she's in a terrible set and a mobile game, and it's just not fair.
Damn. Damn.
Lonely God, they do polls. Actually, that's kind of part of the problem.
When's the last one we had?
We haven't had one for a while.
It's been a while.
They'll do one after Springfest, I'm sure, but they do these polls, and a lot of people who aren't intimately involved in Weiss and know what they're actually talking about when they answer the poll questions do them. They're more to the masses, and so people pick things like this.
Yeah.
Because 5 vocal fans went on Weiss Schwarz Global and read that they wanted it. And
but you know what? It's still Bushy's fault in the end because they're the ones that voting on it. Like they might be people that say it, but you know what? There's times where the customer is not always right. And you as the company have the final say. You should be able to analyze this and figure it out if it's actually worth it.
True story, and I may have shared this before, but I'm going to share it again because it's very applicable.
Okay.
In 2013, 2013? Yeah, I think it was 2013. Representatives from Bushiroad came to Anime Expo. Ironically, to this day, this is the last time they ever did anything really heavily Weiss-based at Anime Expo in Chicago. I ran all the tournaments for the con that they've had so far. But they did a panel where they were introducing everybody to Weiss Schwarz because the English game had just came out, and and in that they were trying to show the game off, and nobody there had any clue about it except for actually I don't think the presenters had even played the game or knew much about the game. So me and my significant other were 1,000 times smartest people in the room. So they asked everybody, what sets do you want to see in English Weiss Schwarz? And everybody starts listening DBZ, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Death Note,
got some Bleach,
and all this other stuff that already had TCG, so it couldn't come over, or just it never existed in Weiss because these Bushiroad panelists seem to have thought that people who went to the panel would know what was released in Japanese. I don't know why they think that, but that's what they seem to have thought. So then they're like, okay, we can't actually do those titles, licensing, yada, 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 trying to make it sound good. So then they started listing off titles that they thought the crowd would know that are English Weiss, namely Haruhi Suzumiya and Fairy Tail, which were the last things that needed to be printed in English at that time period. SAO 1 had just came out and was dominating. AOT was about to come out. Love Live OG Set 1 was actually very powerful at that time. And Haruhi Suzumiya and Fairy Tail they were from 2012 and 13. 2008 and 9 when the game first came out. So the power creep was astronomically different between them. And so they start listing these mainstream animes, all the people in the crowd are like, yeah, that sounds great. So, I don't know if it was directly related to just that panel or other panels that they had did at other cons, but literally right after that, Haruhi and Fairy Tail were announced. Which, of course, when they came out, they were both dead on arrival because the only people that bought Weiss were players at that point.
Right.
And they even tried to change some of the cards in Fairy Tail to make it remotely playable at current time. And then everybody read that they changed the cards. I mean, it was just such a no-win scenario for Bushiroad because they overly depended on these panels where the respondents had no clue what they were talking about. Not trying to be disrespectful to the people who responded, they were trying to get things they wanted, but it's democracy can be dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the end, it's up to them to just filter what actually works for their own crowd. You can't just go with it. So yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a survey. The last one was the one that had Disney and Star Wars and Marvel on it, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of which I was when that happened. I'm like, why are you giving these people false hope?
I don't know.
Unless people are gonna pull some major rabbits out of your hat. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no,
Because of course everybody clicked on Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars as their picks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because you see what I do with my buyer invest. It's not really hard, right? There's top anime polls. Like you can just go on my anime.
Right.
You have all these things. It's easy to tell which ones people are really interested in.
I mean, Bushiroad could see the sales data.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the Japanese sales data.
You just go into any of those streaming sites and see how many views they get. That's really all it takes. It's just you don't even have to do that. You could go on YouTube after an episode airs when someone does like a review, react, whatever, and see how many views it got. I mean, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know. So, Ty Pruitt, by the way, congratulations on Psychono Flat. I know when I saw that, I sent it to inside of my Discord, and Audrey saw that too. I don't know if you saw that before I sent it, but I saw this and I was like, oh, congratulations. Not rigged. So there you go. You got yourself some Psychono. So good luck when you get that box. I'm assuming you're going to open it. Or you're going to keep it forever and be like, I won this from Bushy. On a not...
Actually, I'm going to give Bushiroad some props.
Why?
They sent him the shipping information for it last night.
Oh, wow. So there you got it out.
Most on top of something I've ever seen Bushiroad be.
Well, you got to deliver when you do giveaways, right? It's got to actually happen.
Yeah.
Getting opened. It's getting open. Well, good luck on that one. Hopefully, you can get an Airy. I'm kidding. I know I like Airy, but that's not the best one of the thing. So last thing, 11 minutes. I have 11 minutes left. So puzzle and I always say puzzle and dragons. That seems weird that it's not puzzles, but Puzzle and Dragons right here. So did anybody look at the set? I know Audrey was telling me that someone close has purchased this. Yep. But 8 SPs, 10 triple rares, 24 SRs, 10 double rares. So nothing crazy in this one. Seems all the same. Any thoughts? Any thoughts on Puzzle and Dragons? There's some Puzzle and Dragons fans out there. It
looks like Cardfight Vanguard cards.
They did look like Vanguard cards.
So I mean that I know a lot of people who very much like how Cardfight cards look, so that might be very appealing to them.
And I do. I like every time they show that Cardfight Vanguard stuff during one of these conferences. I always say how pretty it looks. So I do enjoy the look of the Cardfight Vanguard cards. So.
The set itself, I haven't looked at the spoilers that got posted today, but the set itself looks really quirky. So it could be a really fun play. What I was telling Big B about, I'll just say it. My significant other bought Puyo Puyo, and it turned into I kind of memed them a little bit for buying that. You're buying the set with the puzzle game with the red balls, but it turned out to be one of his all-time favorite sets to play to this day. I don't think you could pry his Puyo Puyo playset out of his hands for $1,000. He just has.
Look at that one.
He busted it out a couple weeks ago to play, And and it kind of, and Puzzle and Dragons already feels the same way, with a lot of quirky cards with weird abilities, and it, from a play perspective, it looks like a deck brewer's dream. Just a toolbox of weird stuff that you can make work. Oh.
Some nice looking cards. Definitely for sure.
Yeah, some of the cards look really great. Some of them look a little awkward, but
This is my real first time actually looking at this. I know they just put it up, but I didn't actually look through this. Yeah, they look nice. You say booyah. Still got my Quince 2 box from Bushy Seal. Nice. Yeah, that has a chocolate waifu. There we
yep,
go.
yep.
Puzzle and Dragons. I almost want to say, I was thinking about it in my head as you were saying that. You know how there's some people out there in the world, I know my sister said it before, where you're into this local band or smaller band and you're a fan forever on it, and because in a way it feels like it's yours. So on these smaller sets, like let's say review Starlight, or I don't know how Puzzle and Dragon's going to do. I don't want to say it's going to be a
Right.
small set, but in that way I think it's actually cool if your set, even though it doesn't actually do as well, you're going to be one of the few people that actually own it and can enjoy it, like that Puyo Puyo, right? Just in general, like it's something that is yours and nobody else's because nobody wanted
You're
it.
hitting you're hitting actually a big, big, big thing for me as a player.
But
Um, I don't that is something I really, 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 really want out of a set, what you just described there. Um, I like riding or dying with my set because it has my girls in it,
mhm.
like almost to a fault. Ty Pruitt's probably laughing at me right now for how much I tried to make Super Love Life Superstar work when after the ban list when it probably shouldn't have worked.
Right.
But I know of a lot of players who having a set identity, I guess, with their, because it identifies with their fandom is actually really, really important.
Yeah. No,
I think Ben would probably smile if he was called the Kantai guy. And I don't think anybody has played as much Kantai as he is, and he's got, I think, 25 Kantai decks.
jeez.
And Puyo, he has a deck for every Puyo color. And I know when he gets into this, all the weird effects and stuff, he's gonna be busy brewing for a while.
Yeah, I think
He's
that's
like
cool.
me, he owns D4DJ, and he's pretty much just let me handle that. I think he's waiting for this to come in, and then he's gonna go hog wild.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
And
That's why I love that whole getting a playset and actually using it and figuring it out versus having like established already meta decks that you can try to fine tune. It just be cool to like actually use a whole playset and try to figure it out. And
and
that's neat.
as a player, there is a lot of value in Weiss to sitting across from your opponent and them not having a clue what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's been 6 months since Puzzle and Dragons got released, and they don't even remember that it's a set.
Yeah, because if I get destroyed by a deck, I definitely want to have no clue about what's gonna happen to me versus knowing that that Alice is about to whoop my ass.
Well, you don't even know how to. Okay,
It
with
just
Alice,
that's
with Alice, you could make a game plan on how to deal with
well,
it.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
You don't know what's coming. You can't deal with it. You have
yeah.
no
I'd
idea.
rather be destroyed by something I don't know about, like completely nobody knows about, just because it seems like more fun that way. The element of surprise versus like knowing about what's about to happen to me with like that Alice deck and not be able to do anything. That just feels like an awful feeling. Or at least the Puzzle and Dragons, if no one else owns it, if I get destroyed by this girl, I'm not gonna feel so bad. Wait, what is she? She's a. Oh, I was thrown off by the word forever. I'm like, okay, that must just be the translation. But you get my point. Like, I think it's
Yeah,
cool to actually go against things you don't know about, and I think that's where why Schwarz, if it could be balanced across all different sets, would be nice to sit across from a Harui and actually potentially lose to it. Versus, like
Harley,
90.
Harley, if it actually had real 2023 support, there are some cards in Haruhi that are freaking scary.
Well, yeah, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like any set, like if all of them were a balance, I know that's just like a dream, but since the Weiss Schwarz is one of those ones where you have different IPs all throughout the years, it would be cool to see a Disgaea show up and you have a 50-50 shot against it, right? Not like uh, you have a 80% chance of winning. It'd be nice if like all the other ones have roughly no advantage, disadvantage. Because that's what it is. It's IPs versus each other is the whole thought of this. Or that's what my thought of it was coming into this. I know eventually power creep happens, but that'd be cool if they could balance it where there's less of that.
Scrub Lord's Prayer. This is Puzzle and Dragons on Nova right now for 274 for a playset. So
yeah. Oh, by the way, Dengeki Bunko.
Actually, I apologize. It's out of stock on there.
What?
It's out of stock on Nova.
Well.
So you're probably gonna have to like check around Global and see if any of the Singapore sellers still have one laying around that they could sell.
I really wonder how much this is gonna go for. I know it's gonna come down. Dengeki is gonna come down to the amount of double rares, but with how much people are gonna be opening it, what would you pre-order at it now? What would feel comfortable buying it at without knowing anything? I guess you just wait. I think the real plan is waiting. I wouldn't pre-order a playset.
When I do my pre-orders, I always, I pay 250. Sometimes I lose on that. Like I'm probably gonna lose since I paid 250 on Quince. Sometimes I win on it because that's what I paid for Uma Musume. So
yeah,
when I offer to buy a playset, I just tell the person 250 and I just ride or die on it.
All right, we're both gambling. It normally works out on the 250 side for you, but yeah, Dengeki.
No. I bought I bought Quince 2 as a playset and I lost my butt on that.
Oh yeah, because I bought mine for 85. So, deal of a century. Yeah, no, I made out really well on that one.
But generally, I find 250's fair. I mean,
yeah, it works out. It works out for everybody. You get your
Love Live Superstar had 2 RRs that made it about that value, and Zombieland Saga had a couple RRs that made it about 250. So,
right. Yeah, no, I'd wait on Dengeki. I would wait.
Well, I don't see pre-orders on Nova yet. They do really good early bird specials where they give you the TDs and stuff for free, like what I just described with Uma Musume earlier. So I would just wait for that to pop up. But if it's around 250, 300, take it and run.
Okay.
Get it done. Make sure you got it. You're going to get all the cards at that point.
All right.
And I think the odds are more in your favor that there's going to be more RRs and you're going to win in that deal than losing in that deal. I can't imagine a set with SAO and Excel World and Raildex and Hollow, Spice and Wolf, and I just can't imagine that bombing.
This thing's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Let's see. Caught hell making a Dow playset. What does that mean? What happened to you? You made it. I'm ending in a minute. Actually, I'm ending in like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm sorry, Blake. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, this is and then yeah. Well, what do you mean you caught hell for it? Yeah, this is it. What do you think? So, last question here for you all before people go off into pre-order land of Dengeki. Is this going to come? This is something that you could use in the future to yourself 1 year from now. Is Dengeki coming to English? I know I've asked this before, but you could this will be like of record of you actually saying for sure if it's coming to English or not.
My initial thought is to say no, but I don't see any trouble licenses in it, so I could actually see it happening.
You could see it happening. Okay.
I wouldn't put any money on that.
They're gonna try. They're gonna definitely try.
And if I were interested in the set, I would just go ahead and buy it in JP to be on the safe side. But if it got announced at the next English stream, I'd be like, okay, I'm not too surprised. Like is there lane basically?
I say a year because roughly it comes out what 6 months after JP, so that'd be March, and our year is already full. So I don't think we'd hear about it until like roughly September. If it was
Yeah.
gonna come out, it'd be like September they would announce it. That's my
So, I mean,
guess.
if anybody asked me, I would say go ahead and get it, JP, just to make sure you got it.
And blame you if it comes out in English. Yeah, I don't know. It's rough because again, booster box. Like if you think about just buying one booster box, one trial deck, and there's two of them, that's $100 right there. Just for, and that's not even a play set of trial decks. You'd have to buy two more. And if you wanted more than one booster box, you're at 200 now.
Well, I'm kind of presuming that either two things. Either A, you're buying it as a player and you're just gonna get your play set anyway, with my advice, or B, you're a collector and you're probably just going to hit singles. If you're into Kurayuki Hime, you're going to find her foils and buy them. If you're into Hollow, you're going to buy her foils and get them.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these things, like, okay, Kino's Journey, the Beautiful World. All right. I would guesstimate that 90% of Weiss buyers have not seen that show.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
I have it. It's not for most people.
Or Girly Air Force.
Or Girly Air Force isn't, well, that one might have lewd cards, so people might like that. But I don't know.
I watched it. I watched it.
Oh, okay.
It's not for everybody. Not for everybody.
So, I kind of see this as one as, if you're gonna play it, buy the play set. If you're gonna just collect it, don't go on Whatnot and spend $1,200 on a case. Just go get the foils off Nova. Go get the foils from all the Weiss global sellers. Things like that.
But see, you know what? I've talked about this with Weiss. It's more like, you know what's so amazing with Weiss? It introduced me to a world of anime that I didn't know about. And I know this is light novels, so some of these might just be books. Some might actually have anime. I read whatever title right here wrong, and it made me stop thinking for a second. I was trying to read these titles as I was scrolling up here. But, some of these I would actually be interested in checking out. So again, even though I don't know what it is, having a Bunko set like this, makes me think about looking at other stuff. So like this one of the ones, I'm a receptionist at the guild, but I don't like working overtime, so I'm going to defeat the boss solo, which is kind of a crazy long title when you think about it. But I'm interested to know what happens in this thing. Kind of interested. Look at that lady right there.
I will say Weiss has really helped my anime fandom. There are shows that I would probably put on my top 10 list currently that I would not have watched if it wasn't for Weiss.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really cool how this can do that.
Disconnect is a real big one.
Yeah.
I would have never even gave it a remote second chance. I wouldn't even have gave it a second look. But then they did the preview and announced the first set in Japanese, and I needed something to buy at that time. And just to refresh my collection and have a current in meta set. And I love the show.
I don't know what this one is. Can a man and a woman form a friendship? No, I don't. So if you're still single at 30, why don't you do it?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. See, it's like, I mean, she looks really cute. I like the hairpin right there.
Huh?
Why not? Why not check this out?
She doesn't look 30 though.
What? Yeah, she
doesn't look 30.
They all look young. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got high school anime girl hair going there.
Girly Air Force about to be Girly Air Force definitely. It fell off for me, but I watched the whole thing. Fell off towards the end. Okay, but yeah, it's gonna be overbought.
I agree with you there, Lonely God. That's kind of my thought on it too.
How many? Wasn't there like, I want to say 50. Was it 50? This many. Yeah, however many these dots equal. I'm not gonna count up all the dots.
If anybody hasn't, while Big B was on the bottom, even though now he scrolled away from it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
You see that where it says Killing Angel Dokuro-chan? The real name of that show is Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan, and it's really short. You probably only need to watch that one episode, but I strongly recommend everybody do it at least one episode of that show.
Is that? Do you mean that in like a good way, or do you mean that it means?
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
It's a total hilarious meme show.
Oh, okay. Okay. You never really know. Some people go watch it one time just to experience the awfulness of it or the goodness of it. I don't know what that is.
I'm not saying it has good plot. I'm not saying it has hot girls. I'm not saying it has fan service. I'm saying it's a hilarious meme.
But that's what we all watch those for. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's gonna be some plot. Gonna be some good stuff. 30.
It's a bad anime. But it's a meme.
30 of them. Okay, well, I'll go with 30. 30 seems okay.
Out of all the cards in the set, I might actually hunt down a Dokuro-chan foil.
Nice.
Because that show definitely was something else.
So you liked it. Okay. All right. That is my time for today. So I said I was going to do this every Monday, and I still will, but maybe I'll pop in more of these more often. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's only as time allows, but I thought we'd touch base on Dengeki today. So thank you, everybody, for being a new viewer. I saw your video on South 10th reprint. Do you know if it already... Which 10th anniversary? Light novel or anime? Light novel or anime? But anyways, I'll give you the last Japanese light novel. It already happened. People got allocated. It was a mess. But yeah, it already happens. So there we go. Yes, if you want... What? He just wants to skip doing video editing. Yes, I do this because I don't want to have to video edit. I don't want to do that. So this is how it's gonna be as time allows. I'm gonna be doing these lives for the future. Okay. Well, anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful time. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks again, Audrey. And check you later.